Hey, welcome to Bimbo Summit. This is a podcast where three friends talk about mysteries.
You're not sure.
Three coworkers. Yeah, three coworkers get into business together about well, it was mysteries, but now it's sort of, sometimes it's mysteries, sometimes it's just stuff, you know. That's not good. Like, if I was a new listener, I wouldn't want to listen to that. But, like, you know, I mean, it's like three friends and we like talk about something. Shit, that's not good. That's not a good description.
That sounds like Friends. That sounds like our podcast is the show Friends.
Our podcast, we live in an apartment.
No.
And one of Sarah is Phoebe. Phoebe, yeah.
Which one's Phoebe, the long-haired one?
Yeah, she's the hippie.
She's the hippie.
I'm not her. I'm definitely Courtney Cox. I've seen like 2 episodes of that show, but I know I'm Courtney Cox.
No, you're not Courtney Cox.
She's
in
the
fact,
uptight doctor.
Izzy is in fact like Courtney Cox. And I am the divorced one. What's the... Ross. Yeah, isn't he divorced?
Aren't you the himbo?
No.
Yeah, come on.
Joey.
Who's the other guy?
Joey? I'm Joey, the actor?
Okay, there's Joey, who's like considered to be the hot
one.
The
hot Italian American?
Perry.
Who's Matthew Perry? Like,
he's like, if.
Oh, he's Chandler. He's like sarcastic, right?
Yeah, he's sarcastic.
Okay. I don't know. Dylan,
so,
I
Sarah,
feel like
you're Chandler.
I'm Chandler.
So no one told you life was gonna be this way. The job's a joke.
Izzy's obviously Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, I'm a waitress. And I have no higher aspirations.
Wait, I'm the guy. No, I'm the guy who works at the coffee shop who's only on the show sometimes. Who's like, oh, good grief. Gunther.
I'm their kid that they have later.
I'm the barista.
Doesn't one of them have a kid?
I don't know. I didn't really
I'm that
watch
baby.
it.
I'm the teeth of the guy who glows in the dark.
Whoa. I haven't seen that episode.
It's his teeth that glow in the dark, not him. Hey, Izzy, what's this episode about?
So this episode, we are talking about crabs. Heard of them? I started off this process fearing the crab and sort of like planning its demise.
Yeah.
Like just being really grossed out. Like the way a crab looks to me kind of looks like a disease. Like, you know how it's like symmetrical and like it goes in weird directions.
Yeah. It looks like the COVID thing. Is that what you mean? Like a germ cell?
Yeah. And it looks like a spider, but it's hard with a pincher.
Yeah, they're gross.
But I will say I've really come to side with the crab after the research I've done for this episode.
Oh.
So I just want to get like a read of the room, like temperature wise. How do you guys feel about crabs?
I don't really trust animals that don't have like a face. I mean, I understand that crabs technically you can see their eyes. Yeah, there's something about them that's not quite right. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I think they're spiders, and I'm not down with that shit. In fact, I know that they're spiders and that they get a pass because they're like orange and in the water. But I know if you look up close,
you know the truth.
Yeah, if you look at one of those guys up close, that's a fucking spider. I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's where I'm coming in. At least I'm not saying I'm not open to change, but that's where my baseline.
I mean, there is an inherent mystery to them, which is interesting to me, which is like, why do they look like that? What's going on? Why are there so many things called crabs that look very different from each other?
Yeah.
I guess I would say that the crab is intriguing to me. Because, like, Okay, lobsters. That's a crab, but no, it isn't because it's a scorpion. A horseshoe crab. What does that have to do with the hermit crab? What does that have to do with pubic lice? What do any of those things have to do with the guys with the eyes that go up high?
And we're eating these things before we even answer these questions.
I mean, we're not. I don't think any of us does that,
no,
right?
but like
have
our
any of you had a
species.
crab before?
No.
I don't think I've ever had crab meat. Well, that's not true because I've had crab cakes.
Oh my God, I had bacon on accident at this wedding that I went to.
Mm-hmm.
And why I don't want to talk about this, but yeah, anyway, I was
What happened?
up all night running back and forth to the bathroom.
No.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was blended into the salad and I didn't notice for like a few bites. And I guess I was like, this salad's like smoky. What is that? And I'm like, oh, it's full of bacon.
You really haven't had, like, if anyone's biome is just absolutely not ready for like hard meats, it's yours.
Yeah.
Because you've had like zero exposure in life.
Yeah, like age 5 to present. No, none. I mean, other than isolated incidents like this. The one time I ate a whole pepperoni breadstick. I found out, but I wanted to keep it was good. But that was like the early 2000s. So
a little dance with the dark side.
Yeah, that was like 2003. So I don't know. But yeah, people are I just mean as a species, like we're immediately, before we answer these questions, like, what is that? Is that a spider? Why is it like that? We just put it in our mouth, you know? And that's like toddlers.
Yeah, that is toddler behavior.
Yeah,
for sure.
Just like, you know, no one stopped to think like, oh, that's an abomination before they just were like, how do we cook that? You know?
Yeah. Izzy, help us out.
There is a debate on what constitutes a crab, to the point that some animals of the Brachyura order are called true crabs, and other false crabs are just decapods pretending to be crabs.
What?
Are they called deca because they have 10 legs? Do decapods have 10 legs?
Probably.
Yes. I'm so good. You guys, I know Latin.
No, it's because they're discovered in December, and that's because that's when their birthday was, and they come out on December.
Oh, on their birthday.
They come out on December because it's their birthday, and that's when they were discovered.
Happy birthday. Sorry we're not talking about you at the right time of year. I was also born in December. Does that make me a decapod?
Yeah, you're a decapod.
Yeah.
Cool. I am a Scuddly guy.
Personally, I think it's messed up to classify anything at all.
Yeah.
Because I think that generally we should focus on our similarities rather than our differences.
That's so
totally
true. That's so true.
So, for instance, Crabs and I both like to eat chips. We like walking around the beach, and some of us, like the Sally Lightfoot crab, are excellent jumpers.
Sally Lightfoot? She sounds like a good time girl.
Are there any similarities you guys can think of between you and the crab? Besides Sarah, that you were born in December.
Born in December, like all crabs. I do have one really big arm that I use to attract sexual mates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it serves no other purpose.
I'm waving around. I'm clacking, I think, pretty frequently. Like I'm kind of elbows and snappers forward, you know. I'm kind of
you are clacking.
Yeah, I feel like you know, I'm real. I kind of also move sideways. This is true. I move sideways more than I think a normal person should.
Forward. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, like I've been told in the past that like Emma always says that like I move sideways sometimes and it scares her. And I shouldn't do it. Like it's unsettling. Sometimes the way I move is too sideways. I think that, so yeah, I feel that, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think like if you trap me in a cage with other things just like me, I probably would try to eat them. So in that way, I'm like a crab.
Mm.
We used to like catch crabs, this dock when we would go to South Carolina, and like we just throw them back because, you know, wasn't going to hammer it to death like you're supposed to or whatever. So,
boil it alive.
Boil it alive and then hammer it. I guess you hammer it after it's dead. But like, I think if you get too many of them in there, they like turn on each other.
This is a little early for this point, but you brought it up. There's something called crab mentality that I think
that's what some of you all have. It's crab mentality that like when people are in a small space together, they're bound to turn on each other and kill the weakest one.
No, it has to do with jealousy.
Oh.
What do you think?
I think
What's your crab mentality?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone has bigger claw than me, I mean, I'm gonna I feel like I'm gonna want to take out the guys with the bigger claw so that I'm the biggest claw on the block. Is that what it means?
No, crab mentality is this thing that is observed by fishermen where if a bunch of crabs are in a bucket, when one starts to escape, they'll pull it back in.
Oh, damn.
A lot of you do have crab mentality.
Yeah, that's
seriously.
true. A lot of y'all do have crab mentality. And me too. What's up?
You fear the success of others. You're like, no, you got to be down here with me. You got to die with me.
Yeah, you want everyone down in the dirt like a little pig.
Damn right.
Crab mentality. That's haunting. I don't like that at all. I'm totally against them again.
Okay, so yeah, there's true crabs and false crabs, but for this episode, I'm gonna be anything that is like has a hard shell, a weird abdomen, a whole bunch of legs, and cute eyes. I'm considering a crab.
Yeah, I mean, as we've discussed in our vegetable episodes, like all of those classification systems are fake anyway. So like, why not, right? If it looks like a crab and it walks like a crab, that's a crab.
And like bugs, right? Like only like 2 or 3 guys are actually bugs, it turns out.
And the rest are annelids. Like what?
Are crabs bugs?
Crabs are bugs.
Crabs are bugs.
They're wet bugs. They're definitely wet bugs.
So the crab is hundreds of millions years old. Hundreds of millions of years old. Up to 356 million years old.
In December.
In December.
356 million years ago.
Yeah. 80% of our modern crabs originated from an event called the Crab Revolution.
No. No, they didn't.
So the crab began to diversify into 7,000 unique species. And those crabs are still clickety-clacking all over the world today.
Not on my watch, brother.
Diversification allowed them to inhabit different kinds of environments like freshwater, coral reefs, and like every depth of the ocean's water column. They're like down, 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 down there, and they're in the middle, and they're up top. And they're also really good at hiding.
Wait, there are freshwater crabs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what? You're saying there's crabs near me?
Mm-hmm.
River crabs?
I don't know where in Kentucky, but I bet there's a crab in your river somewhere.
No, that can't be. That can't be. We wouldn't stand for that. No crab down here.
Wait, fiddler crabs are freshwater crabs? But I saw them in a creek that was attached to the ocean.
That's fresh water.
Maybe they do brackish too.
Yeah. Are you saying they're bisexual?
Mm-hmm.
I just Googled crabs in KY, and let me tell you the results.
You get a bunch of crabs in lubricant.
Top 10 best steamed crabs near Louisville, Kentucky. All steamed crab results in Louisville, Kentucky. Fry Daddy's, Red Lobster, Joe Crab Shack,
Fry Daddy,
Cajun Seafood Restaurant and Bar, The Storm and Crab.
No. All right. Izzy, please continue.
Well, I just shared an image.
Izzy's posted 3 memes. One of them is that scene from Donnie Darko where he's talking about how he made a new friend and his therapist is like real or imaginary, and he says imaginary, but it's about making a new animal, and it's crabs again. And then it's the people at the party. You know, it's like the people hang at the party, and then there's like the lonely guy in the corner, but it's a crab. And he says, "I was like them once," which I think refers to to something we're going to talk about.
Yes, yeah. And that was posted by the Monterey Bay Aquarium, so that's actual.
Yeah, that is scientifically accurate. And then the third one is the thing where it's like the astronaut and someone's pointing a gun at his head and he's looking at the Earth and he's like asking a question, you know? And the astronaut's asking if it's all crab, and the crab is pointing a gun at him and saying that it always has been.
Okay, so here on Earth, we like to do this thing called convergent evolution, which is where different species in different areas of the world evolve to have the same features. Like phenotypical, is that the word?
Yeah.
Or meta.
The phenotype is like what something expresses, like what it looks like.
Right. So for instance, birds have developed ultraviolet vision 8 times. The now extinct thylacine was a marsupial that looked exactly like a wolf. There's a huge list of convergent evolution on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I found that very fascinating. Lots of animals that I would have assumed immediately were related and apparently don't have anything to do with each other. I was really shocked to think for the first time about the fact that giant pandas and red pandas are both called pandas because they have like very similar physical markings and some, I guess, behavioral similarities. But like, it had never occurred to me how weird that is because red pandas and giant pandas are not, to me, like anything alike.
Yeah.
Why are they both pandas?
Dylan, do you have any thoughts on convergent evolution?
I mean, God's plan. God's plan. You know?
Did you say God's plan?
God's plan.
Yeah.
I do good sometimes. I don't. Hey, oh. I love that time West End Road. Hey. That's
Nice.
That's for all the Canadians in the audience. It's a Canadian Canadian artist.
Canadian artist. Well, Canadian artist you might have heard of.
No, that's like, I think this is like I'm horrified by this actually.
Yeah.
I don't mean like life in the sense that like our lives as people and like the things that happen and like love and loss. I mean like life, like like life on Earth, like
the sciencey way.
Yeah, like is a nightmare, and it's disgusting, and it's like a horror movie, and the fact that it just like that some kind of horrible force just continues to twist creatures into these like terrifying spider bodies and shit over and over again, and then they all die, and then it does it again. That like, I don't know. Yeah, what a horrible world.
I was shocked to discover that anteaters, armadillos, pangolins, echidnas, and aardvarks are not related to each other in any way.
But they all have that floopy mouth.
Yeah, they have the floopy mouth. They suck up they have the sticky old tongues. Like, to me, that's the same animal. If you were like, picture an anteater, picture an aardvark, I'd be like, that's one thing. An armadillo is the same thing, but hard. An echidna, I mean, I barely know what that is, but isn't it a hedgehog? No, it's not even a hedgehog. Is a hedgehog the same thing as a porcupine? Apparently not.
I know, it's so messed up.
Whoa.
Anything that's like smaller than a bread box and brown and has 4 legs and is furry is like the same animal to me.
Yeah, it's a dog. It's all dog.
It's all dog.
It's all a little dog. No, like to me, everything is a groundhog. I'm like, those are all different kinds of groundhogs. A woodchuck, a beaver, you know.
Vultures aren't
groundhogs.
related to other vultures? Like American vultures and old world vultures are not related? They're just...
Yeah, what's that about? And it's not just, like, sometimes you get that and it's just that it's like a terminology issue.
No, they're identical. They're the same animal.
But no.
So, speaking of convergent evolution, this is such a common phenomenon, specifically among crabs. It has its own name, carcinization, or the process of becoming a crab. Carcinization.
Why does that need its own name?
So the term was coined in 1916 by English zoologist L.A. Boraday, who described it as one of many attempts by nature to evolve a crab.
Why?
What is it about the crab?
5 different decapod species have evolved into the crab shape. And outside of crustacea, other animals can experience carcinization. Like, this is not just a phenomenon related to decapods. For instance, the stingray is a carcinized form of a shark.
What the
fuck? Okay, wait. So a stingray used to look more like a shark, and over time it's evolved to look more like a crab?
It's gotten squatter.
Uh-huh.
And it's gotten shorter.
Is it going to be like full crab when it's done?
Only time will tell. We won't be able to live to see it become crab, but I think it's possible.
Hey, don't say that. You know, we don't know that. I'm just curious if like people who grew up like
don't cry
on the ocean. I'm sorry, I am actually crying.
No, it's okay.
So if like, but like, are people who grew up like on the coasts, like near an ocean, are they like this? Like, do they
probably more
are
likely?
They more like crabs?
Like,
they're probably more likely to experience carcinization.
That's true. They're probably like a third of the way to being carcinized. They're squatter, bigger hands, but
they're prickly. You know, they're not very friendly.
That's true. No, I mean, like, are they as horrified? Like, are they?
I don't think they know.
Would an ocean person listening to this be like, "Oh my gosh, these hill yokels are discovering crabs for the first time.
Because they think it's normal to look down and suddenly have a big claw.
Yeah, like do they think
it's become totally normalized for them?
I just like, is this just common knowledge that this crab shit's happening out there?
It's time for them to stop gatekeeping and let us in.
No,
crab
keep 'em,
world.
No, don't. Yeah, I found it comforting that when I Googled where I lived and the word crabs, the only thing that came up was chain crab restaurants.
So the sand dollar is a carcinized form of a sea urchin.
God damn.
What?
Dylan, do you want to hear what would happen if you experienced carcinization?
I really don't, but I'm going to just go ahead and let's just do this, yeah.
Your abdomen would be reduced and folded under your sternum.
A skinny legend.
Okay.
Your body length would shorten.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You'd get worse at swimming. And you'd have a harder time navigating smooth surfaces.
Dylan doesn't need any more trouble in that area.
What would this look like?
I can see it clear as day in my mind.
It would look like you're melting. Like
is
you
there
would
an
just
illustration? Like, yeah, like what do you mean my abdomen would be under my sternum? Like behind it?
It would get collapsed inward. You'd fold over. You'd fold over so your head became sort of the center of your body.
Oh my God. There's a really scary... I Googled human carcinization to see if I could find like a visualization of this. And I don't know what museum this is in, but there's a really scary picture of like a re-articulated human skeleton mixed with a fake crab skeleton. And I can see it and it's awful.
You can see what would happen to him.
Yeah.
To Dylan.
Oh, God.
Dylan.
Yeah, see, you're getting folded inward.
Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
The skeletons?
I just used my imagination.
Is this because you're an artist? You can just picture things like this. I have to Google them.
Yeah.
So basically,
that could be our future.
It's like if a human leaned all the way forward and had to stay in like a tabletop position at all times. So you would
horrible.
still, I guess, maybe over time, your legs would shorten so much they would just be totally under your body. But it's kind of like if a person became a turtle, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
In the maybe this is like the midpoint here. What museum is this? And I want to go there.
But Dylan, on the bright side, you'd be able to move faster. You'd conserve your energy better, and you could navigate rocky environments with ease.
No.
What do you think?
No. I have no need for any of those advantages.
I'd stay away from the ocean then if I were you.
Yeah, I'm fine with my smooth environments, thanks. My oceanless existence. I'm gonna get away from this goddamn river. I'm gonna write a letter. Do you know there's a Joe's Crab Shack right on the Ohio River right near me?
Disgusting. Is that where they get the crabs from?
No, hell no. You can't eat anything that comes out of that river near us.
I mean, I know you shouldn't, but I bet some people do.
Oh, people do, but you should
Just
not.
like there's people who swim in, what's it called? The Hudson?
The Hudson? Sure.
Is that the river?
What's the river that you guys have there?
I don't know. I don't know names of things like that.
I think it's
the one,
wait.
You know, like when you go outside and there's water?
Is that the one where Sully landed? Sully Sullenberger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Izzy lives in the Sully. She lives in the Sully River.
I live next to a shit river. That's where I'm next to. I
the
live near a
Hudson.
water treatment plant, and there's like a sign that says like, "Don't swim. There's fecal matter in the water."
But all the water's connected to all the other waters. So like if there's poop in some of the water, there's poop in all of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more concentrated there though.
No one is swimming in the river near me because like if you go down to the bank of the river, the Ohio River here, like you can smell it and it smells like poop. Like it's like immediately obvious that you should not swim in this river by the smell.
I live next to the East River, Sarah.
Okay.
But there is the Hudson. That's on the other side of Manhattan. I'm on the opposite side.
So is the East River the one that's between Manhattan and Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Izzy.
Yeah?
Who's the most famous person that you've seen in public in New York?
Hillary Duff.
Hillary Duff? And what do you think Hillary Duff would be like as a crab?
I think that she would be so glamorous and relatable.
She would be beautiful, yeah.
Would she still have
really
those big teeth?
I think so. They might get bigger,
Sarah.
actually.
Whoa. She has big teeth. She's pretty. I'm just saying they're big.
That's like crab mentality. You're trying to pull her back down into
you're doing crab mentality because you hate her. You're being a pick-me like a crab.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I just want to grab Hillary Duff's ankle and pull her down into Indiana.
Yeah, you just want to pull her down into the Midwest, into the mud pit.
No, you know what? I watched her home tour and she was boring. Sorry.
Wow.
I thought she was a relatable queen.
You know what? She's doing great. She's beautiful. She's a mom. You know, I mean,
yeah,
she
has kids
mom.
with Carly Rae Jepsen's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, I see her Instagram a lot. You know, I mean,
do you?
Yeah, I love Duffs.
I love Duff too. I'm a Duff head.
Honestly, like picturing Hillary Duff like hunched over with her big claw, like Carson eyes, is really helping me come to terms with it because she still looks like. She looks great.
She's so pretty. Yeah.
She looks great. She's in her 40s now. She's completely hunched over. Her head is in the center of her torso. She's more armored now. She's lower to the ground. She's got the big claw. She's like,
we are here for it.
She's like a working mom, like hell yeah. I'm okay with it.
Hillary Duff is a working mom and a crab, and we are so here for it.
Yeah, I love this so much. Actually, just picturing somebody like that, abstract, scary, but Hillary Duff, I'm like, yeah, I could see it. She could pull that off. Yeah.
When it's time, when it's finally happening, she should be the spokesperson for the movement.
Clack, clack.
Clack, clack, clack. Hillary.
Okay, my final thought on carcinization, well, for now, we'll come back to it later, is I just want to state for the record that the fact that 5 separate decapods have experienced carcinization suggests that there is an advantage to having a shorter body. So, Sarah, you're on the right track.
That's right. I mean, as we've covered in previous episodes, like Dylan's going to die sooner because he's tall. So it does make sense.
But how come we're getting bigger though? How come like your people are the people of the past and my people are the people of the future?
Isn't it because of bad stuff though? Like people like hormones in the water and stuff like that?
I think it's like better nutrition or what?
Probably.
I think it's like more readily available nutrition, right? Because like, I don't know.
Well, maybe we're gonna like live harder, die younger,
or maybe the species. Maybe this is evolution saying that like humans shouldn't live this long. Yeah, and that like if we make them really big and maybe they'll accomplish more with their beautiful, gigantic, tall people lives. Like the species evolution is like it's what's best for the species, right? Not what's best for the individual,
right?
Yeah. Like
so like maybe we only need to be like 72,
right? Exactly. Yeah. Maybe like that's like because like what are we doing after that? Like what we're like playing mahjong. We're like eating cereal.
Mall walking.
Actually, you know what? I mean, and all that sounds nice, but I think that maybe I'm just trying to defend tall people.
Online poker.
We've had a really tough go of it lately. It's a lot of tall
people.
Yeah.
Have you been oppressed lately?
Yeah. There's been a lot of hate.
Oh, because of that guy?
Oh yeah, Rex Heuermann, the
who?
The Long Island serial killer that they caught.
Oh, that's a big man. Yeah,
that's a big guy. And I first time I saw him, and they showed that picture of him where he's scary, and then they showed that picture of him where he's like goofy and wearing glasses and like in a little shirt. I was like, fuck. Yeah, like, this is going to be bad for us.
How tall is he?
He's like 6'4".
Okay, so like your exact height.
Right,
but
he's also my exact weight, Sarah.
To put it in perspective.
Yeah.
Like Charles Manson is the same height as me.
Right. And nobody
life has its seasons. Like
but you guys are like an average height. I'm just saying like
Charles Manson is not an average height for a man.
Not for a man, but he's not like, there's a lot of people that height. Nobody's like, oh, it's the short guy. No, look at that little goblin.
They definitely were like that. When you're a man who's 5'3", people are like, that's a very short man.
Yeah, but it wasn't like the focus.
It definitely was. That's why he was such an asshole.
So. I think like the term short king is a reaction to people being like really mean to short guys.
That's
right?
true.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can be like a short little sex goblin in a way that people like Kieran Culkin. If you're like a horny little jester who doesn't kill anyone.
Height dynamics on like dating apps are wild. Like height, the whole like height thing on like, I don't know. Like when I was young and single and on like Tinder, so many people asked me how tall I was like immediately.
That's very weird.
That I put it in my bio, and then people were like, "That's douchey that you have it in your bio." And I'm like, "But y'all are fucking asking all the time."
Yeah.
Yeah. You just have to subtly, I guess, put a picture of you like next to something that has a standardized height.
Eventually,
quarter.
Yeah.
Quarter. Yeah. What did I changed my thing eventually to just be like a black and white picture of me very far away, and then I think my bio is just like I am beautiful, and I don't remember, it was like I'm a beautiful genius, and like
I remember you had a picture of a goat, like you hugging a goat.
Yeah, that's
right. Really cute.
It's been a long time. Anyway, Rex Heuermann. Yeah.
No. Crabs.
No, I mean, honestly,
speaking of Staten Island.
Yeah.
They probably have some crabs there.
Oh, I have some really horrible things to tell you about the East Coast.
Oh, please. I'm ready.
Okay, Dylan, are you ready?
Yeah.
Or are you? Do you have some things you need to get out of your?
Do you need to process a couple more
things
about the Long Island serial killer?
It's not just him.
He's not over it.
It's Lurch too, and Ray Romano's brother.
Lurch was hot though. Ray
Romano's brother.
Ray Romano's brother also he's like a hottie, right?
You know who else is hot? The giant from Twin Peaks.
Frankenstein is hot.
I think he played Lurch once.
Oh yeah, that Men in Black guy. That, you know what I mean?
Vincent D'Onofrio,
the giant
also a
guy?
hot guy.
Yeah.
Also hot. Not
with
in
the
that
scary
movie.
Like he's got the scary. Wait, who's the cockroach guy?
That's Vincent D'Onofrio. Yeah.
Oh my God. Speaking of like my, my long ago dating life, Emma once told me that I looked just like, I mean, not that it was long ago. It was a few years ago, but years ago she told me that I looked just like the guy from Men in Black in the beginning of Men in Black. And I was like, that's awful.
That you don't, she means the part before he becomes a cockroach man.
No, like the sugar water. We were watching the like sugar water scene.
No, but look,
and she was like, you kind of. He was like
a hot guy.
Okay,
see, at the beginning of Men in Black, before the
his skin fell off, and he was like, "Oh, sugar water."
But
yeah,
and then she was mean that,
and then she went, "You kind of look like him."
She was negging you, and it was.
I know.
Vincent D'Onofrio is 6'4".
I think there's worse things to be compared to than like a young, hot Vincent D'Onofrio.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're just
complaining. I don't believe in actors. So, do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, hey, I'm not like the melting cockroach man.
Izzy, please tell us about the East Coast.
We're gonna get prehistoric.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm scared.
Older than you or I. And around since before the dinosaurs.
If you tell me that they have like pottery and tools and shit, I am going to flip this table over and scream. If you tell me that it's like, oh, they actually have beads.
They have survived all 5 mass extinctions.
Yuck.
They're prehistoric and they can live up to 35 years down there in the bottom. But every spring they come up to the surface and mate. And that is when we attack.
Why do they have to do their nasty business up where we're at?
Okay, Sarah, it's part of life. And also
but
their eggs support the red knot, which is an endangered species. You sound a lot like the biomedical field right now, which I really take umbrage with personally.
No, I did read that article and it was very depressing.
Because I'm going to take the biomedical field to task right now.
Yeah, please do.
Did you know that humans harvest horseshoe crab blood?
No.
Do you know this?
I did not know this until you sent us that article, and that shit it's fucking blue.
It's sky blue.
Why do they do that?
Let's take it back to 1956 when an American researcher named, I'm not joking, Fred Bang.
Hell yeah.
Reported that when exposed to toxic bacteria like E. coli, the sky blue crab blood will turn into a semi-solid mass.
So it like instantly coagulates?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
This is because of a protein in the Atlantic horseshoe crab blood called limulus amebocyte lysate, but we're just going to call it LAL for short.
Lilas. Got it.
The horseshoe crab species has been able to live for hundreds of millions of years thanks to its simplistic immune system, allowing them to live down in those harsh conditions because the LAL immediately binds and clots around fungi, viruses, and toxic bacteria.
Why don't we just replace our blood with their blood then?
Okay, this is exactly how carcinization in the Midwest happens.
Shit. Oh, shit.
Carcinization
Sorry, right.
doesn't happen outside of like fucking Maine unless
I'm
you
sorry.
people start. You people.
I was being
and
short-sighted.
yeah, I do mean, I don't know, women.
Women.
No, I do mean, I don't know. I mean short people. But yeah, like if you people start, and I mean you people who are making these decisions. If you
FDA.
start, I mean the FDA, mothers, people, shorter people, people like Sarah. If people like Sarah get their way, and we just start replacing our blood with horseshoe crab blood, like, and yet we expect to still be like upright and beautiful and able to like navigate smooth surfaces, like we're asking for pain, we're asking for suffering.
It's
I'm
crazy
against
that you
her.
won't make the social sacrifice necessary to make our people safe.
No, can you imagine you're going to have to you're going to move into a new house and you have to go to Lowe's to fill it with rocks because you can no longer navigate smooth surfaces?
No, yeah. Okay. That sounds expensive. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it back about the crab blood.
You're going to have to get like a Buick or like an F-150 or something with like a really wide, front to fit.
Okay, Izzy, what are we doing with these crabs?
Okay, so horseshoe crab blood is the only known source of LAL, and in 1977, the FDA approved the use of LAL as a bacterial toxin detector for testing drugs, products, and devices that come into contact with blood, like devices like pacemakers. 80 million tests a year are currently being used that use crab blood. And do you want to know how the blood is acquired?
Oh, yep.
I'm sending pictures and the mod's coworkers. This really bummed me out, by the way. Like, really, really bummed me out.
It looks so grotesque.
Oh, no. That's so horrible.
They just bleed them.
They're strapped in, like, all together in a row with bike bungee cords. 5 companies along the East Coast are known to bleed horseshoe crabs. In 2021, 700,000 crabs were bled.
Oh, that's horrible.
Bleeding facilities like the Charles River Laboratory in South Carolina, which supplies half the world's tests. They do this by piercing them through their hearts. And then they bleed them alive for 8 minutes, depleting 50% of their blood.
And then apparently sometimes they throw them back, right?
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't necessarily kill them, although it seems a little
What?
dubious as to whether or not that actually works.
They're not like mom and pop facilities.
Yeah.
One is owned by Fujifilm, for instance.
Why?
Because it's like a huge biomedical industry, because as of a couple of years ago, like horseshoe crabs were the only source of LAL, and the FDA required every single new test to use LAL.
I do understand, like, if this thing is legitimately crucial to human health and there's really no other way to do it, that
There is.
maybe this, right. I mean, I read upon reading like the headline, I was like, surely there's a way to make this synthetically.
Right.
But like, let's say there wasn't for whatever reason. I would understand, like, this is like a necessary evil. It has to be done. It's gross. But I do think like this kind of animal harvesting and testing is not the same thing as like cosmetic animal harvesting and testing, where it's like you don't actually need that. But even so, one would hope, and I do say hope because I know this is not how things happen, that it would be done in like a totally ethical and above board manner.
Well, there's no protection for like the way that the Animal Welfare Act is. It only protects mammals, and they don't protect invertebrate because people don't think that invertebrate feel pain or
Because
can
they don't have a
experience suffering.
face. Yeah.
Isn't like all
It's a
that
lot easier to
bullshit?
like pierce the heart of an animal with no face.
Like, I remember, like, like my grandpa, like, teaching me how to fish, and I was, like, a young vegetarian and was, like, horrified by it. And he was like, no, they don't feel any pain. It's fine. You can throw them back. And then, like, now that I'm an adult, I'm like, no, that's definitely not true.
That cannot be.
Yeah. Please tell me that there isn't horseshoe crab blood in the Fujifilm Instax mini, like in the Instax development process.
No,
Is that
I
why
don't,
they
I
turn
don't
to
think
pictures
so.
so
It's
fast?
just like that's an example of like a conglomerate that owns this. To just say that this is a huge industry. It is a $50 million a year industry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like how Mitsubishi builds all the cruise ships.
What? Really?
Exactly like that.
Yeah. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries.
Okay, so Sarah, to your point, 15% die in the process. The remaining are sold to be eaten in Massachusetts. And in South Carolina and New Jersey, they throw them back in the water, but up to 70% of them die.
Yeah, no shit. Having your heart pierced and half of your blood removed is like not good for you.
And also, in the period before, like the handling procedure, they're picked up by their tails, which causes long-term mobility. They're stored in piles in these like huge football field-sized ponds. And in the process before and after the blood extraction, they're held for hours outside of water.
Yeah, it's like if this has to happen, there's got to be an ethical way to do it. And I'm sure it costs more money, and that is why it's not happening.
Right. If you, like, just kill them, like,
yeah, it seems like such a nominal thing. Like, well, we don't kill them. It's like, well,
yeah.
Okay.
It's like,
well,
if
you
you
hit a
die
deer with your
because
car,
of how you deal with them, but you don't
Yeah.
technically kill them. It's like, oh, they just have a slow and painful death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we put them back in the ocean where they die very painfully.
And the other thing that was in that article that's like even more concerning to me than like the cruelty stuff is just that like it really fucks up the food chain, and that can have like much more serious long-term effects on other species also. Like,
yeah,
there are birds that rely on horseshoe crabs for food.
Yeah, the red knot is going extinct because they feast on horseshoe crab eggs in the springtime.
Mm.
And these animals that have been bled, they've been like vampirized or maybe not mating properly.
There are some restrictions on capturing female horseshoe crabs. So normally it's like a bunch of males in these like holding ponds, but there's no criminal or legal implication to doing anything correctly. Like there's no standard.
I hate this.
For care. The silver lining is that there is a synthetic version of LAL, and Eli Lilly, Indiana represent.
Hometown, yeah. People who probably are totally fine and don't do anything else that's bad.
Nope.
Giant pharmaceutical company, probably cool.
They produced all of their COVID antibodies using synthetic version, and they report the synthetic alternative is cheaper to use and it's more effective. So let's all hope that we follow this example and use a synthetic version in the future.
Yeah, it seems like it's just kind of related to like people not wanting to overhaul the way they do things, even if like in the long term it's, you know, it would be good for their bottom line, and also there's like ethical concerns, which I'm sure they don't give a shit about.
Ecosystem.
But, yeah, but even if it is just about making money, which I'm sure it is for them, like this does seem like over time, obviously, like using a synthetic is a much more like stable and reliable way of doing things.
Yeah.
If you guys want to buy some, do you want to buy some blood?
Some blood?
Yeah.
Some crab blood?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's $15,000 if you want a quart.
Holy shit.
That's too much.
No wonder they're bleeding those crabs. That's awful. Ugh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
She's going to lighten the mood.
Oh, no. There's a PowerPoint that just appeared. There's a PowerPoint presentation that just appeared on the screen.
Yeah, so that was really depressing, and those images like literally scarred my heart. So I had to do something fun. We're gonna play crabs. True or false. I'm gonna show you a crab, and you guys are gonna have to decide if it's a true crab or a false crab.
Oh God. Okay. This is gonna be hard.
So you listeners, if you can't see this, I would suggest you go to our YouTube channel where I will upload this PowerPoint and time it with their responses so you can play along too.
Ooh, nice.
But for our audio listeners, we're just going to describe these photos. Okay, are you guys ready to play crabs, true or false?
Yes.
Okay. King crab.
Obviously a crab. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not. There's probably 10. I think I didn't count right. It has 10 legs. It's the kind of crab that
Does
you
it?
see.
I see 8 legs.
That's 8 legs. By the way, that's a
8
spider.
legs. That's a spider. That's
a
spider.
daddy
That's not a
long
crab.
legs. That's not a crab.
Fuck,
No.
that's not a crab.
No, that's a spider. It's also too spiky. The legs are too long.
Those are
claws
the
too
ones that,
small.
like, if you go to Italy and you see those weird restaurants that have, like, a bunch of ice outside and there's all those different fish and stuff on the ice, they always have, like, a giant king crab out there.
I am nauseous looking at this creature.
Yeah,
Like,
it
this
looks
is making,
awful.
This hurts me to, like, this is actually making my stomach upset to
It
look
looks
at this.
so crunchy.
Like, I fucking hate this.
It looks like it's covered in sriracha.
And you know what? It's not a crab.
Okay,
me.
so your final answer is false.
Yeah.
False. 8 legs.
You're right. That is a false
Yes!
crab.
Oh my
Good
gosh.
call, Dylan, and thank you for counting correctly.
Blue crab.
Oh, that's like a classic.
That's a crab. That's a crab.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 legs.
2, 3. They're all different too. That's kind of fun. The legs are all
Yeah.
different. They're all funky. The one thing that makes me think not a crab, the body has got these like spikes and then like these 2 huge spikes on either side. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't remember that from. I'm basing all of these on the logo for Joe's Crab Shack, by the way.
No,
That's
that is
my
a
template.
classic blue crab. Those are the crabs that I used to catch in South Carolina. They're like normal looking crabs. These are the crabs that people boil alive and eat.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's a true crab.
Yeah, but it's a crab.
Okay, I think it's a crab too, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you
I
guys
just
think
thought-
true crab.
That's
I
a
think this
crab.
it's blue, but nonetheless, yeah.
Yes, it's a true crab.
Oh
I
my
knew it.
gosh. All right.
You guys are 2 for 2. Okay. Hermit crab.
Oh, well, okay. Isn't a hermit crab a snail?
Wait.
It lives in a shell. I mean, come on. I don't think I think a hermit crab is something else.
It doesn't have. Yeah, it has to make its own shell. Its claws are too small. It's too long. It's not.
It has to
flat enough.
salvage a shell. It's like a crust punk.
It's like a crawdaddy.
Yeah, it's a crawdaddy. It's
like
not
a
a crawdaddy.
crawdaddy.
A crawdaddy has its own shell, though.
Or for you Canadians in the audience, a crayfish. I don't know what they
No.
call them up there. What do you think they call them up there?
A crawdad is just a little lobster.
What do they call crawdad in Canada?
I bet they have a stupid name.
A crawfish. Crayfish.
Yeah,
Crawfish.
Crayfish.
Yeah.
I guess that's like her legal name, but not to me.
Yeah.
Okay, hermit crab, true or false?
No. Hermit crab false.
False. That's not a crab. Get that out of my sight.
You guys are right again. Frog crab.
What the fuck is this?
This sucks. It looks like a classic crab, but if you made the body like the wrong direction, and it kind of looks like a whopper.
Yeah, and instead of the little cute eyes on the face, just replace it with like, I don't know, 25 spikes and no eyes. It looks like a gala apple with a tarantula on the bottom and then 2 crab arms and then spikes instead of a face.
It looks like if an anamorph was anamorphing from a crab to a lobster, and you were right in the middle of the book in the flippy page part. You know, it's like it's getting longer, but it's not there
Yeah.
yet.
Oh, I see the eyes. The eyes are there. It's the
They're
little
tiny.
guys up front. But like, what's up with this face full of spikes?
I think this is a crab. It has 10 legs. It looks like shit. I'm disgusted
Yeah.
by it.
I'm horrified. I think it's a crab too.
Okay.
It's flat. It's wide. It's got the funky legs.
You guys are so good at this.
Oh my
You guys are
god!
knocking it out of the park.
Because you
Yeah.
taught us everything we know.
You taught us everything we know.
This is the spider crab.
Oh hell no!
Fuck you.
Hey Izzy, fuck you. Fuck you, Izzy.
Okay, this is a spider crab. Izzy has helpfully put a picture of it being held by a human man. It is much longer than him.
Who I can only hope is 5'2".
He's a short king, definitely, but like this thing exceeds 7 feet, I would say, if you count from the front claws to the back.
This is a video game enemy.
It's awful.
This is like this is in Half-Life 2.
It has
for all
10
you
legs.
gamers
I think
out
it's
there.
a crab. I think it's a crab. It has 10 legs.
I think it's a crab. I think it's not a crab.
Oh,
I
you
think
guys
it's not
are
a crab because
split.
it looks like the king crab, but just extra.
Yeah.
Can we be
Oh,
split?
that's true. It does
Is that
kind of
allowed?
But the king crab only had 8 legs, and this has
That's
10.
true. It does have 10.
And I fucking hate it. It's like it has two shark mouths on the front of its front pinchers.
Jesus Christ.
Doesn't that look like the mouth of a shark?
It looks like, when you find like a bone, like a jawbone of like an animal, it looks like that. It looks like it has pinchers made of jawbones.
I hate this animal.
If you had showed me just the picture on the left, like the color photo with the like cropped, like the background is like deleted out, I would have honestly believed that this was like a mid-2000s video game enemy.
Yeah,
I genuinely, I was like, this is like from a horror game.
Like if Silent Hill was underwater.
Yeah, this is like, no, seriously, I would have been like, I never played like BioShock or whatever, any of those underwater games, but I bet that's what this is from.
I hate it with my life.
Yeah, I hate it.
Get it out of my face. I don't think it's a crab, though.
I don't think it's a crab. I think it's too much legs. Not enough.
But it has 10. But
they are the right
legs.
Number.
Dylan, what do you think? I'm really stuck.
Dude, I don't know. Do you want us to say let's say it's a crab?
Yeah, fuck it. It's a crab.
Fuck it. It's a crab. 10 legs. Fucked up.
Yes, it's a crab.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the squat lobster.
Oh, no.
What the fuck?
Okay, this is like a neon purple guy covered in white fur. It looks like Santa.
This is a sea urchin. What is this?
I can't. Does it have a body? It looks like it's all leg and two eyes.
Are the legs upside down? What the fuck is this? I can't even describe to you what
I don't respect this animal.
What horrors is he? So this is it's 6 legs.
6 legs.
Okay, so it is neon purple.
It's hairy.
It has body parts, but appears to have no body, and it's unclear how the parts are connected together.
And it has long white hairs on it.
Very long white hairs, and it's got funny eyes. But again, the head doesn't appear to be connected to the legs in any way other than the giant white hairs just kind of obscuring.
You know what? I like it. I would let this man crawl on me. If he's small, he looks like he might be very
small.
little.
He does look like he's
definitely a
little.
zoomed in photo.
Do you say he has the zoomies?
Yeah, he's got this. No, I said he's zoomed in. But I bet he could get the zoomies. Put a little caffeine in his tank.
He looks like he might get the zoomies and like float around and bother an eel. I like that. He's like a little jester. I take it back. This is my favorite animal.
But is it a crab?
No,
that's not a crab.
You guys are right. Wow. Horseshoe crab. Did you know that horseshoe crab has 10 eyes?
What? Why?
Yeah,
what for?
yeah.
And they're all over its body.
I've talked about my love for this animal before, I'm sure, on this podcast.
Love and
yeah, because of your early childhood experience throwing them.
I lived in Massachusetts on Cape Cod for 1 year. I went to kindergarten in Wellfleet, Massachusetts. And my kindergarten was in a like log cabin-y building that was just sitting up against the ocean. These things were everywhere. I mean, these things were everywhere. This was like there were 10 of them within sight at all times, like in this particular spot. And we would just pick them up. We would just play with them. And I feel bad now, like I feel like probably we shouldn't have. I remember like there were like dead ones sometimes. We would throw them at each other. Like that was a game we would play. We would just like pick up and toss dead horseshoe crabs at each other.
Yeah.
But they're real chill guys. Nobody ever bit me. I think this is a crab.
We used to have one in the back of our Honda. One time we were, again, in South Carolina, and like there was a big storm, and so some dead ones washed up on the beach. And we took one and like dried it out in the sun, and then it was like in the back, like behind the back, the headrests. Some cars have like that flat part.
Yeah.
Like the back window shield, and we just had like a dead horseshoe crab there for like a decade.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember being horrified when putting my things in the back.
Yeah. Just throw your stuff back there by the horseshoe crab. It didn't not smell. I mean, not much, but like there was a fishy whiff from time to time. I don't think it's a crab.
I think this is a crab because it's so old, right? Like, isn't this like one of the oldest possible animals?
It is one of the oldest animals.
That doesn't, and it's been like in the same form, right? It looks like a trilobite.
It does look exactly like a trilobite. I don't think it's a crab because to me, a crab has legs that stick out, and horseshoe crab's legs are too little. This is something else. I don't know what. It's an armadillo.
I think there's, and I'm calling on. I mean, I was 5 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old. in this memory, but I think there's 10 legs under there. I don't remember, but I think there's 10 legs under there.
I bet there's 8. I think there's 8.
So
I think
by the way,
Dylan.
Total cutie on top, horror underneath. Absolute like eldritch horror sort of looking.
It's like the opposite of a
underneath.
butterface.
It's really funny. It's like so cute. It's like, look at his little eyes, and then you flip it over, and it's like
the movie Saw.
One of the
yeah
exactly.
Yes,
it's
totally.
It's a horror movie under there.
No, it's very much the alien from Alien.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't think it's a crab.
No. Yes.
Can we disagree? I think it's a crab.
I don't think it's a crab.
I think it is a crab.
You guys are split, and Sarah's right.
I just had a feeling.
Hairy crab.
Oh, I love her. Oh, she's
my
Chewbacca. Okay, this is like if a crab grew hair.
Yeah,
as
this
the name
is
suggests.
Yeah, as the name suggests. Yeah.
This is like that dog. What's that really fluffy dog?
The shaggy one. Yeah. No, this dog. I mean, this crab. It has a mouth that looks like it's going, oh.
And you can't even count the number of legs because it's covered in all that hair.
Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It looks like, I think it's 6. I think this isn't a crab. Also, why is it hairy? Why is it so hairy? That's not crab behavior.
Is it 6, you think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Crab's famously
it does look like
smooth.
6. Oh, man.
I don't think it's a crab.
It's got that classic crab shape, though.
It is trapezoidal.
Yeah.
It's got that classic shape. I think that's...
Has really crabby eyes.
It does have really crabby eyes.
Like red circles.
Fuck. I think it's a crab.
I think
that's a crab with shit. I think it's a hairy crab.
No.
It's a crab.
Shit.
Yes!
Oh.
It's coconut crab.
Izzy has put a picture of a coconut crab climbing a full-size trash can. It is the same size as the trash can. And it looks like it's about to pop the lid off and live in there like Oscar the Grouch. I have no respect for this creature. It looks like a big rock. It looks like if you shoved gravel in some balloons. I fucking hate it. I don't like it. It looks like the thing. Is this the one that ate Amelia Earhart?
Yeah, this is the one that ate Amelia Earhart.
Yeah, it fucking did. Look at it.
I can see it now. You know, yeah. When you think crabs ate Amelia Earhart, you think like the scuttle, clap, clap sort of crabs. This is like a.
No, it's.
I could see this thing. I could see the thing rending. You know.
Yeah.
This is. You know.
It does. It looks like it could rend even in twain.
Yeah. This is tear you apart.
It looks like it could cut through tendon.
This is like one of those spiders. One of those like tarantula bird.
I know. It looks like a spider. It's a hard spider.
I think it has 8 legs.
I don't think this is a crab.
That's
I hate
a spider.
This thing.
It's a big spider.
That's a fucking tarantula that lives in the ocean.
You're right. It's not a crab. That was crab. True or false? Thank you for playing.
I loved it.
Oh my god, I loved this so much.
Izzy, are crabs the STD crabs?
Are crabs the STD crabs?
Yeah, are crabs, parenthetically, the STD.
Are they crabs?
Are they crabs?
I don't think they're crabs.
Those are
I don't know
lice,
what they are. They're
right?
a parasite, right?
They're
I didn't research them because they're not crabs.
Lice.
I think aren't pubic lice crabs?
Yes, but let's look at one up close. Is it? Oh, because it looks exactly like a fucking crab.
Oh no!
Look.
Oh damn, that does look like a crab. That's been carcinized. Shit.
That's carcinized for sure.
Yeah.
Carcinized mite.
Disgusting.
Wait, this means Sarah and I tied at crabs.
Yeah.
True or false?
What has to happen now?
I could show you one crab as a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Can you show us? Can you please find a tie? No, that's I just geez.
I think that you guys should just set aside your differences and say that you both won the game of enjoying looking at crabs.
Dylan, we went to Harmony School. We can both be the winner because we both tried really hard and had fun.
That's true. I get no.
Dylan, Congratulations on your win.
It's not a win.
Now,
Sarah, congratulations on tying this round. In the future, in later rounds in the tournament, a winner will be decided either by overtime or by some kind of a contest.
Dylan, when you don't acknowledge that I won, I feel sad. Because I want to be a winner.
The winner. I'd like you to
the winner.
lose.
And I'd like you to I'd like you to say that I'm better at this than you.
Sarah, I hear you and I understand where you're coming from. However, I do for me feel like just like the way I was raised, like the word like win really like means something special to me. Sometimes like winning was like a really big deal for me growing up. And I do kind of want to honor that word and that feeling. And to me, winner means that someone wins a competition in like a friendly or sporting sort of spirit. Now, I do want to say that like there's no shame in a draw. And I think that that's what we have here today. And like in the sense, like I think basically we're talking about winning in a separate, we are winners in the sense of, friendship. We're winners in the sense of, we both achieved a good result. But to me, I feel confused when you say that we won this game because nobody won.
Dylan, I understand that we have a cultural difference, and because I respect you and I respect your culture, which is beautiful to me, as all cultures are, I want to affirm your point of view that I did not win. However, from my cultural point of view, I did win and I am the winner. And if you're not going to say that I'm the winner, that's okay. But like, I know in my heart, because of affirmations and also because of self-esteem, that I did win. And also Izzy agrees with me.
Sarah, I feel a little...
You feel little. No, Dylan, you're so big. It's okay.
Sarah, I feel diminished in my accomplishments when you say that you are the winner. And I think that what we can do is agree that you are a winner, but that we both won in the sense that we both achieved the best possible results.
Izzy wants us to stop so hard that she found another crab for us to fight over.
All right.
Yeah, you guys
You're going down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a fucking crab. It looks like a tick with long legs. I don't like it in any way.
This is a sheep crab.
It has a fucking proboscis. No, thank you. It's a crab.
That is not a crab. That's a daddy long leg style. That's like the king crab. It's got the proboscis. It's got the fucked up little hooks, just like the Half-Life 2 enemy crab, whatever that one was called, the really big one. I hate that.
Enemy crab. That's what it was called.
That's what it was called. Yeah, that is. I think that's not a crab.
I think it's a crab.
Tiebreaker.
Okay, Dylan,
here we go.
I'm so sorry to tell you this, but you have lost, and Sarah is officially the winner of crab. True or false? This is a true crab.
Thank you so much. I would like to dedicate my win to Dylan because of his culture and because of his feelings. Much love to everyone, and thank you to my friends and family.
Sarah, although in my culture losing is shameful and sad a lot of the time, I don't feel that way with you. This has been such a sporting and friendly encounter, and honestly, to play this game, crab or not crab, at the highest level in front of an audience has been truly a honor and a privilege, and I look forward to coming back next year and winning the next round of Crab or No Crab.
Dylan, would you like to play a spirited game of Mancala with me now?
Sarah, in my culture, Sarah, I am so grateful and flattered that you would ask me if I wanted to play Mancala. However, I have actually like a personally like kind of a negative history with Mancala in that my mom tried to play it with me a lot and I never learned the rules and I found it very frustrating. So like I would love to play like a different game with you, but like I don't understand Mancala and I find it very aggravating.
Dylan, would you like to do high fives together?
Sarah, I would love to do high fives together. That would make me feel like our differences have been resolved and that our camaraderie is restored.
We have resolved our conflict without having to go to an adult.
Hooray!
Right.
Wow.
We did
Kids
it.
really can do anything.
At Harmony School is a place where our bodies and feelings are safe.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Remember that? The ethos?
Yeah. The ethos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a place where our bodies and feelings are safe.
Not now that I've had to learn about all these crabs, actually. I don't feel safe in my home. I don't feel safe in my heart. One might crawl out of my laundry bin at any moment. And now I have to think about it all the time. Thanks, Izzy.
Well, here's another thing to consider.
Uh-oh.
You know how there have been those UFO hearings recently?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're unfamiliar, if you've been living under a rock, frankly, retired Air Force Major David Grush stated that the U.S. has recovered non-human biologics.
Biologics.
Biologics. There we go.
I guess. It doesn't sound good
Biologics from alleged crash sites. And I'm just going to put it out there. It could be a crab.
Could be crab.
It could be. Also, like, I watched some clips of that hearing, and they asked if it was extraterrestrial life, and he said, I think that I don't want to say, I'm just going to say non-human biologics, because that was really kind of like limiting in the scope of what it could be.
What if it's just like dogs in planes, though?
Ooh.
You know,
like he came back.
Like the Russian dog?
Yeah, like the dog came back.
I was thinking he's like, yeah.
I mean,
what if it's crabs?
He certainly is like hinting that it's aliens, for sure. But like, what if it's just like, we're sending animals up there, which would not be crazy. We've done it before, or the Russians have. We probably did too. Did we send monkeys into space?
Probably.
Or was that also the Russians?
Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're going to test experimental aircraft, obviously you're not going to use human subjects. If other countries are doing that, same deal. I don't know, just a thought. I didn't watch him super closely, so it may be like I'm missing something. I understand that's like, it kind of seemed like he was implying otherwise, but can we be sure? He might be a pick-me.
I was like sort of thinking like he
crab
meant
mentality.
Like he wanted to keep the door open to it not being extraterrestrials, as if like the octopuses or something, like just like we didn't know, but they've been, building planes down there.
They
or
could
crabs.
be, man. Or crabs.
He also seemed like he had the eyes. He had the crazy eyes.
Yeah. I don't know if that guy is like the guy you want to be blowing the lid off of stuff. Like, he doesn't seem like the most reliable man.
Because he isn't reliable. I think they're okay that he's the whistleblower because people are like, that guy?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know he has like the right background and everything. And
he
like
could
he did
be both
really,
right and a little crazy.
Yeah. He just had a little bit of the eyes going on.
But maybe that's because he's seen things.
Right, yeah. But I think it's we would totally use human test pilots.
Eventually, but don't you think we'd start with animals, and then once we're like, yeah, it's like not going to immediately explode, then we'd use a person?
I mean, ideally, but like we've done that, like, I don't know, like Apollo
Challenger
1.
anyway.
Nobody ever talks about Apollo 1.
But everyone thought those were going to work. Like, I'm talking truly experimental aircraft.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
You mean like a trapezoidal crab-shaped aircraft?
Yeah, definitely. And I don't even mean us, I mean foreigners. Like, isn't the whole reframing it as UAPs, the point of that is to make it seem like, oh no, we're not talking about aliens, we're talking about like
probably
Russian spy
like
tech.
Russia put a crab in a crab ship, and then the crab ship landed on American soil.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what though? The UFO, the classic UFO shape, both like triangle and circular dish.
Yeah.
Crab-like.
Perfect shape to fit a crab-like body.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Flat,
Let's talk about
wide.
the carcinization of UFOs. Of flying objects. Let's talk about that for a second.
Shit. Let's talk about that. I gotta go because I can hear my child crying.
Yeah, so that's really all I have to say about crabs. I was just wondering if you guys have any final thoughts on crabs. I think they're really cute, and I would like to kiss one, but I would respect its space and probably not do that.
Well, I found that I like when they're hairy, but you're telling me those aren't even really crabs, so I guess I'm kind of where I started. I think I might fear them now more than I did when we started.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I came into this with like a sort of a negative crab view. I'm a little more crab positive, I think, than I was coming in. I do hate looking at a lot of them.
Yeah.
I do think they're spiders, especially some of the fake crabs are definitely spiders.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's fucked up. I guess I have like an increased appreciation for like some of the like original crabs, you know, some of the real guys.
Not the posers.
Not the posers. Although,
OG crab.
So much love to the horseshoe crab, though.
I think you like the horseshoe crab because it doesn't have visible legs, so it's not like a spider to you.
Yes. Although
it looks really cute on top.
I know what's down there.
Yeah.
I know about the underside.
Don't flip her.
Don't flip. Like, yeah, it's really cute. And like, yeah, you do want to pick it up, but don't pick it up.
Don't look underneath. Don't do it.
Yeah, and if any of you out there are involved in the biomedical field, can you push for the synthesized LAL, please? Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
If you have a crab story, call in.
Yeah.
70645 We'd love to hear it. It's about time we do a mailbag, I think.
Yeah, so call in about anything.
Yeah, anything.
Crabs are most pertinent, but we've talked about caves.
Did you see anything weird? Did you see anything gross?
Yeah.
Do you have any mysteries? Did you see
Did you one time follow a guy down an alley, and then at the end of the alley, he turned into a dog?
Yeah. I would. If that happened to you, tell us.
What Harry Potter house are you in and why?
Don't.
Call in.
Don't.
And tell us where the Sorting Hat put you and why, and who your best friend at Hogwarts would be.
Don't listen to this Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff?
The Hufflepuff.
You think I'm a Hufflepuff?
I think we're all Slytherin. We're all combative, and we're really loyal, and we stick together. And we're fuck you guys.
I'm not very ambitious, though. You are.
Yeah.
I guess I am ambitious. Maybe you guys aren't Slytherin.
I'm a Gryffindor because I'm good.
Yeah, but now that I'm in my
cool.
30s, I've lost all ambition, and I'm just vibing.
You're both very loyal, which is you know what? We're not going to fucking talk about this. Stop. Don't trick me. Do not trick me.
Wait, I'm too bad of a friend to be a Hufflepuff, but I don't check any of the other boxes. Like, I think I'm a Gryffindor, but I'm also not brave.
No,
you're a Ravenclaw.
Listen, we're not going to discuss this. I'll tell you off air what you are.
Okay. Let's wrap this up.
Okay. Hey, even though the gods are crazy.
And even though the stars are blind.
Clickety clack, clack, clickety clack, clack, clack. Hillary Duff. She's a crab. She's leading the crab
Revolution Part 2.
The Crab Rangoon.
Crab Revolution Part 2. Oh boy. Yeah. Hillary Duff.